It's hard to quantify what I learned from students because it's something new every day. I learn new terminology, new ways of being. I'm always expanding my knowledge base just by being with students and hearing them talk about their lives and their experiences, both as a student and in the big wide world out there. I think I'm really grateful to the students because I'm a lot older than the students. My queer experiences are very different from theirs. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and so what my queer life has looked like is very different than what it looks like today. And so students being willing to share their lives with me is a privilege beyond explanation. And it really helps to motivate my work and inspire the work that I do because of their willingness to be honest and vulnerable and excited with me and share their joy as well as sharing their pain. In order to imagine a future for yourself, you have to see evidence that a future is possible. And so visibility for queer folks is essential, especially in times like these where we're seeing growth in anti-trans, anti-queer rhetoric, growing systemic and interpersonal violence. We need to see positive examples of what a future can look like. And so increasing positive, pro-social, queer visibility on campus, we're giving people an opportunity to dream of what could become, and it's essential that that's done with hope and with joy, despite the violence that's experienced in our everyday worlds. If I can be an example of that, then I'm really happy to play that role. But I think the greatest thing about my job is that I get to create opportunities for lots of people and lots of different kinds of people to be visible, which is really the most important thing, is to create space for diverse voices and diverse experiences. In the center, we talk a lot about, surviving now so that we can get to a better tomorrow, and what that means, what that looks like, and what those challenges are. And I think in terms of advice for surviving the suck, I would say to seek out the glimmers, the moments, even if they're brief, of joy and happiness, and to hold those close to heart. You're allowed to feel joy even in bad times. And in fact, that's what helps us to keep the energy to push through the difficult challenges. I think for me, queer joy is something that is experienced most deeply when people come together, and whether it's sharing stories over a dinner or going out dancing, it's that kind of synergistic energy that can only come when people are gathering and being their authentic selves. I think queer joy really comes down to being in a space where we can fully express ourselves without fear, and claiming more spaces, creating more spaces in which we can do that. It's both nebulous and precise, so it can be hard to experience, but you know when you're having it.